Ladies, let's talk. Life is a journey, and relationships are one of its most powerful and transformative aspects. But here's the thing, not all relationships are created equal. Some will lift you up, while others might pull you down. And in every relationship, there are lines we should never cross, not out of fear, but out of respect for ourselves. Today, I want to share 5 things women should never do with a man, not because of the man, but because of the woman you are, and the respect you owe yourself. Your self-worth is the foundation upon which your life and relationships are built. It is the unshakable truth of your value as a person, something that exists regardless of how others perceive you or treat you. When you allow someone to diminish your self-worth, you are not only compromising your identity, but also setting a precedent for how others will treat you in the future. This is why it's essential to hold onto your worth firmly, to believe in your value, and to never let anyone, no matter who they are, make you feel less than you truly are. A relationship should be a place where you feel appreciated, cherished, and respected. However, there are times when someone might fail to see your worth, and instead of building you up, they tear you down, whether intentionally or unintentionally. In these moments, it can be tempting to seek their approval, to change parts of yourself to fit their expectations, or to overextend yourself in an attempt to earn their validation. But here's the truth. Your worth is not up for negotiation. It does not fluctuate based on someone else's acknowledgement or lack thereof. It is inherent, unchanging, and uniquely yours. When you begin to compromise your self-worth, it often starts subtly. You may ignore disrespectful behavior, brush aside dismissive comments, or make excuses for actions that hurt you. Over time, these small compromises can add up, leaving you feeling undervalued and unimportant. It's important to recognize that these actions aren't just harmful to your emotional well-being. They also send a message to others that you're willing to accept less than you deserve. And the reality is, people will treat you based on the standard you set for yourself. If you tolerate being treated poorly, you unintentionally signal that it's acceptable. To honor your self-worth, you must first believe in it. This belief starts with understanding who you are and what you bring to the table. Take the time to reflect on your strengths, your values, and the qualities that make you unique. Acknowledge your accomplishments, even the small ones, and remind yourself of the challenges you've overcome. When you truly know your worth, you become less reliant on external validation. You stop looking to others to define your value and instead draw strength from within. This internal confidence acts as a shield, protecting you from people or situations that try to diminish you. Part of honoring your worth is setting boundaries. Boundaries are not about shutting people out or being inflexible. They are about creating a safe space for yourself where respect, trust, and care can thrive. Setting boundaries means saying no to behavior that undermines your dignity and self-respect. It means refusing to accept anything less than kindness, honesty, and mutual respect in your relationships. When you enforce boundaries, you're not being selfish or difficult, you're simply prioritizing your emotional health and well-being. It's also crucial to remember that walking away from a situation that doesn't honor your worth is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It takes courage to recognize when a relationship is no longer serving you, and even more courage to step away. When someone fails to see your value, it is not your responsibility to convince them otherwise. Your energy is better spent on people and pursuits that celebrate your worth rather than diminish it. Walking away from a toxic relationship is an act of self-love, a declaration that you refuse to settle for anything less than the respect and care you deserve. In relationships, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that love requires sacrifice, sacrificing your needs, your dreams, or your happiness for the sake of someone else. While compromise is a natural and necessary part of any relationship, it should never come at the cost of your self-worth. Healthy love does not demand that you diminish yourself or put your happiness on hold. Instead, it should elevate you, encouraging you to grow and thrive as an individual. If a relationship requires you to compromise your sense of self, it is not love, it is control. Another way to protect your self-worth is by surrounding yourself with people who uplift and empower you. The company you keep has a profound impact on how you see yourself. When you're around people who celebrate your successes, encourage your dreams, and remind you of your strengths, it reinforces your belief in your worth. On the other hand, spending time with those who criticize, belittle, or discourage you can chip away at your confidence. Choose relationships that align with your values and contribute to your growth. Life is too short to invest energy in people who don't see your brilliance. Finally, honoring your self-worth requires self-care. Self-care isn't just about pampering yourself, it's about taking deliberate actions to nurture your mental, emotional, and physical health. It's about listening to your needs and prioritizing them. Whether it's setting aside time for rest, seeking therapy, pursuing hobbies that bring you joy, or simply speaking kindly to yourself, self-care is a powerful way to reinforce your belief in your value. When you take care of yourself, you're not just investing in your well-being, you're sending a message to yourself and others that you are worthy of love and respect. Never compromising your self-worth means living with the unwavering belief that you are enough, just as you are. It means refusing to settle for relationships, situations, or treatment that make you feel less than whole. It's about standing tall in your truth, honoring your value, and walking through life with confidence and grace. When you hold on to your worth, you don't just protect yourself, you inspire others to do the same. And in doing so, you create a life filled with love, respect, and joy, grounded in the unshakable knowledge of who you are. Dreams are the fuel that keeps life exciting, purposeful, and full of potential. They represent your aspirations, your vision for the future, and the unique mark you want to leave on the world. But far too often, people abandon their dreams when they enter relationships, trading their ambitions for the illusion of harmony or love. It's important to understand that your dreams are not just a part of your identity, they are a manifestation of your purpose, a gift meant to be pursued and realized. Sacrificing them for someone else not only limits your growth, but also denies the world the contributions only you can make. When you choose to pursue your dreams, you honor the voice inside you that knows what you're capable of achieving. This voice often starts as a whisper, an idea that excites you or a vision that fills you with hope. Over time, it becomes clearer and more compelling, urging you to take action. However, it's easy to let doubt, fear, or the influence of others silence this voice. In relationships, this can happen when your partner doesn't share your vision or feels threatened by your ambition. But remember, your dreams are not negotiable. They are yours to chase, and the right partner will not only respect them, but also encourage you to go after them with everything you've got. A healthy relationship is one where both individuals can grow together while still pursuing their individual goals. It's about mutual support and understanding, not about one person sacrificing their aspirations to make the other comfortable. If your dreams require you to step out of your comfort zone, take risks, or invest significant time and effort, a supportive partner will cheer you on, even if it means temporary sacrifices on both sides. On the other hand, if someone asks you to give up your dreams because they feel insecure or because your ambitions don't align with their expectations, it's a red flag. Love should never come at the cost of your potential. Pursuing your dreams requires courage, especially in the face of challenges and opposition. There will be moments when it feels easier to let go of your aspirations than to fight for them. In a relationship, this might mean choosing stability over growth or avoiding conflict by downplaying your goals. But think about the long-term consequences of abandoning your dreams. Over time, resentment can build not just toward your partner, but also toward yourself for letting go of something so deeply tied to your sense of purpose. You deserve to live a life that fulfills you, and that means staying committed to your dreams, even when it's difficult. Abandoning your dreams for the sake of a relationship often leads to a loss of identity. Your dreams are a reflection of your passions, your creativity, and your vision for the future. When you let them go, you risk losing touch with the person you are at your core. Over time, this can create a sense of emptiness or dissatisfaction, even if the relationship itself seems stable. On the flip side, when you actively pursue your dreams, you cultivate a sense of self-confidence and self-worth that enriches not only your life, but also your relationship. A partner who truly cares about you will understand that your personal growth benefits both of you. It's also important to recognize that pursuing your dreams sets an example for those around you, especially if you have children or younger people in your life who look up to you. By chasing your aspirations, you show others that it's possible to balance love and ambition, to be committed to a relationship while still honoring your individuality. You teach them that compromise doesn't mean giving up who you are, and that it's okay to prioritize your goals and passions. This is a powerful message, one that can inspire others to follow their own dreams while building meaningful connections. Balancing your dreams with a relationship doesn't mean ignoring your partner's needs or acting selfishly. It's about open communication, mutual respect, and finding ways to support each other's ambitions. Share your dreams with your partner and involve them in your journey when possible. Let them see the excitement and passion that drives you, and encourage them to do the same. When both partners are actively pursuing their goals, the relationship becomes a source of strength and inspiration rather than a limitation. Finally, remember that your dreams are part of your unique purpose in life. They were placed in your heart for a reason, and it's your responsibility to nurture and pursue them. No one else can dream your dreams or achieve them for you. When you honor your aspirations, you're not just fulfilling your potential, you're also staying true to yourself. And when you're true to yourself, you create the foundation for a relationship that's based on authenticity, respect, and shared growth. Your dreams are a gift, both to you and to the world. Protect them, nurture them, and pursue them with all the determination and passion you can muster. The right partner will see your dreams not as a threat, but as a beautiful part of who you are. They will stand beside you, cheering you on every step of the way. And in the end, the life you build both individually and together will be richer and more fulfilling because you never let go of what makes you come alive. Independence is one of the most vital aspects of a fulfilling life and a healthy relationship. It allows you to maintain your identity, control your destiny, and ensure that you're standing on solid ground regardless of your relationship status. While love and companionship are beautiful, they should never come at the cost of your independence. Losing your sense of self or becoming overly reliant on someone else for your happiness and well-being can lead to an imbalance in the relationship and leave you feeling trapped or unfulfilled. Your independence is an expression of who you are. It's the freedom to make your own choices, to pursue your passions, and to stand firm in your values. In a relationship, maintaining this independence is crucial because it ensures that you're not merging your identity entirely with someone else's. When two individuals come together, they should complement each other, not overshadow or dominate one another. Love isn't about losing yourself, it's about building something stronger while staying true to who you are. One of the ways people unintentionally lose their independence in relationships is by becoming overly reliant on their partner emotionally, financially, or even socially. While it's natural to lean on each other during tough times, it's important not to lose your ability to handle challenges on your own. Independence is about cultivating your own strength and resilience so that you can navigate life confidently. A strong relationship is built on mutual support, where both partners bring their own stability to the table rather than one person shouldering the entire burden. Financial independence is a key aspect of maintaining your autonomy. In a relationship, finances can often become a source of tension or imbalance if one partner controls all the resources. By having your own financial stability, you protect yourself from being in a position where you feel stuck or powerless. Financial independence doesn't just mean earning your own money, it also means understanding your finances, managing them wisely, and being able to make decisions that align with your goals and values. When you're financially independent, you have the freedom to walk away from situations that don't serve you, knowing you can take care of yourself. Social independence is another important factor. While it's wonderful to share friends and build a life together, it's equally important to maintain your own social circles and connections outside of the relationship. Having your own support system ensures that you're not placing the entire emotional weight of your life on your partner. It also gives you the opportunity to grow as an individual, learn from different perspectives, and bring fresh energy into the relationship. A healthy relationship thrives when both partners have space to pursue their own friendships and interests. Independence doesn't mean shutting your partner out or refusing to compromise. It's about balance. It's about having your own life while being fully present in the relationship. When you're independent, you're able to contribute to the relationship from a place of strength and confidence rather than fear or neediness. You're not staying in the relationship because you have no other options. You're staying because you genuinely want to be there. This kind of love, rooted in choice rather than dependency, is far more powerful and enduring. Maintaining your independence also protects you from losing yourself in the relationship. When you let go of your own goals, hobbies, and passions in favor of focusing entirely on your partner, you risk erasing the parts of you that made the relationship exciting and fulfilling in the first place. Your individuality is what attracted your partner to you, and it's what keeps the relationship dynamic and interesting. By staying connected to your own interests and priorities, you ensure that the relationship continues to grow rather than becoming stagnant. Boundaries play a crucial role in preserving your independence. Healthy boundaries are not about keeping your partner at a distance, but about creating a space where both of you can thrive individually and together. These boundaries can involve time for yourself, respect for personal decisions, or clarity about shared responsibilities. Establishing and respecting these boundaries helps to prevent one person from dominating the relationship or losing themselves in it. Independence also allows you to bring a sense of balance and perspective to the relationship. When you're secure in yourself, you're less likely to cling to your partner out of fear of being alone. Instead, you can appreciate and enjoy the relationship for what it is without placing unrealistic expectations on your partner to fulfill all your needs. This creates a healthier dynamic where both of you can support each other without feeling pressured or overwhelmed. Lastly, independence fosters mutual respect. When you maintain your independence, you show your partner that you value yourself and your life outside of the relationship. This sets the tone for a partnership based on equality, where both individuals are seen as complete and capable. It also encourages your partner to maintain their own independence, creating a relationship where both of you are free to grow and evolve as individuals while still building a strong connection. Your independence is not something to fear or downplay. It's a strength to embrace. It's what allows you to live a life of purpose, confidence, and fulfillment, whether you're in a relationship or not. By prioritizing your independence, you're not just honoring yourself, you're creating the foundation for a relationship that is balanced, respectful, and full of love that is freely given, not born out of necessity. Ignoring red flags in a relationship is one of the most damaging mistakes you can make for your emotional and mental well-being. Red flags are warning signs, indicators that something isn't right, whether it's a pattern of disrespect, dishonesty, or lack of accountability. These signals are often subtle at first, but over time, they can grow into larger issues that undermine the foundation of trust, respect, and love. Recognizing and addressing red flags early on is essential, as ignoring them only delays the inevitable consequences and often deepens the pain. Relationships thrive on trust and mutual respect. When these elements are compromised by behaviors such as lying, manipulation, or emotional unavailability, it's a clear indication that the relationship may not be healthy. Yet many people choose to overlook these warning signs out of fear of being alone, fear of confrontation, or fear of losing the person they care about. They rationalize the behavior, making excuses like it's not that bad or maybe I'm overreacting. However, red flags don't appear without reason, and ignoring them is equivalent to ignoring your own needs and instincts. Often people are tempted to believe they can change someone or fix the problems they see. This belief can trap you in a cycle of trying to accommodate or adapt to unhealthy behavior, hoping that things will improve. But change must come from within the individual. No amount of love or effort can force someone to treat you better if they are unwilling to recognize and address their own flaws. Ignoring red flags in the hope of change only leads to emotional exhaustion, frustration, and ultimately heartbreak. One of the most common red flags is a lack of respect for boundaries. Healthy relationships require boundaries, clear lines that define what you are and are not comfortable with. When someone consistently dismisses your feelings, invades your privacy, or pushes you to do things that go against your values, it's a serious sign of disrespect. Ignoring this behavior might seem easier in the moment, but it erodes your self-esteem over time and sets a precedent for how you will be treated in the relationship. Another major red flag is controlling behavior. This can manifest in various ways, from dictating how you spend your time to isolating you from friends and family. It might start subtly, such as frequent check-ins or small criticisms about your decisions, but it often escalates into more overt attempts to control your life. These behaviors are not signs of love or care, they are about power and control. Recognizing this pattern and addressing it early on is crucial, as allowing it to continue can lead to a loss of independence and a toxic dynamic. Dishonesty is another red flag that should never be ignored. Trust is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, And when someone lies, whether it's about small things or significant issues, it chips away at that trust. Over time, constant dishonesty can create an environment of doubt and suspicion, making it impossible to build a stable and secure connection. If someone consistently avoids accountability, refuses to be honest, or blames others for their mistakes, it's a clear indication that they may not be capable of the kind of partnership you deserve. Emotional unavailability is another warning sign that often goes unnoticed until it becomes a larger problem. If someone is unwilling or unable to communicate their feelings, avoids difficult conversations, or shuts down when faced with conflict, it can lead to a relationship that feels one-sided and unfulfilling. Emotional connection is a vital part of a healthy relationship, and without it, true intimacy cannot develop. Ignoring emotional unavailability might result in you constantly overextending yourself to bridge the gap, leaving you feeling drained and unsupported. One of the hardest parts of addressing red flags is acknowledging that they exist. This requires self-awareness and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. It's important to listen to your instincts, your minds, those gut feelings that tell you when something isn't right. Your intuition is a powerful tool, and when combined with logical observation, it can help you identify patterns of behavior that are detrimental to your well-being. Dismissing your instincts in favor of avoiding conflict or maintaining the status quo only delays the inevitable realization that the relationship isn't healthy. Addressing red flags doesn't always mean ending the relationship immediately, but it does mean taking them seriously and having honest conversations about your concerns. Sometimes people are unaware of their behavior and may be willing to change when confronted in a compassionate but firm way. However, if the behavior persists or the person dismisses your concerns, it's a clear sign that they are not willing to meet you halfway. In such cases, walking away is not a failure. It's an act of self-respect and self-preservation. Recognizing red flags is about valuing yourself enough to prioritize your emotional health and happiness. It's about setting standards for how you want to be treated and refusing to settle for anything less. Relationships should bring out the best in you, providing a safe space where you can grow and thrive. If someone's behavior consistently undermines your peace of mind, it's a sign that they may not be the right partner for you. Ignoring red flags may feel easier in the short term, but it only leads to greater pain and disappointment in the long run. By addressing them head-on, you empower yourself to make choices that align with your worth and your vision for a healthy, fulfilling relationship. Trust yourself, listen to your instincts, and remember that you deserve a love built on respect, trust, and genuine connection. Overcompromising in a relationship is a quiet sacrifice that, over time, can erode your sense of self-worth and individuality. While relationships naturally require compromise and understanding, there's a significant difference between healthy give and take and losing yourself entirely to accommodate someone else's needs, preferences, or desires. Overcompromising often happens gradually, starting with small sacrifices that seem harmless but ultimately snowball into a situation where your identity and happiness take a backseat. The foundation of any successful relationship is balance. This balance ensures that both partners have space to grow, express their needs, and maintain their individuality. When you constantly bend to someone else's will, prioritizing their happiness at the expense of your own, it creates an unhealthy dynamic. Over time, one person becomes the dominant voice in the relationship while the other fades into the background. Such an imbalance isn't sustainable and often leads to resentment, frustration, or emotional exhaustion. One of the reasons people fall into the trap of overcompromising is the fear of conflict. They believe that by always agreeing or accommodating, they can avoid arguments and maintain harmony. However, avoiding conflict doesn't mean the problem disappears. Instead, it festers beneath the surface, creating a divide that's harder to bridge later. Healthy relationships require honest communication, even when it's uncomfortable. Standing up for your needs and expressing your feelings is not an act of defiance, it's an act of kindness. Another driver of overcompromising is the desire to be liked or loved. Many people believe that if they cater to their partner's every whim, they'll be seen as more valuable or indispensable. But love built on constant self-sacrifice is not genuine love, it's dependency. True love thrives when both people are allowed to show up as their authentic selves, without the need to shrink or conform to fit someone else's mold. Overcompromising may make you feel needed in the short term, but it will eventually leave you feeling undervalued and unseen. Overcompromising also takes a toll on your mental and emotional well-being. Each time you let go of something that matters to you, whether it's a boundary, a passion, or even an opinion, you chip away at your own identity. Over time, this creates a sense of emptiness or dissatisfaction. You may start to feel as though you're living someone else's life, disconnected from your own wants and dreams. This internal conflict can lead to stress, anxiety, and even depression as you struggle to reconcile the person you become with the person you want to be. In addition to harming your sense of self, overcompromising can also negatively affect the relationship itself. When one person is always the giver and the other the receiver, it creates an unhealthy power dynamic. The partner who compromises too much may feel taken advantage of or unappreciated, while the other partner may grow to expect this imbalance as normal. Over time, this dynamic erodes mutual respect and can make the relationship feel one-sided or transactional, rather than loving and supportive. Maintaining your individuality in a relationship doesn't mean being stubborn or unwilling to compromise. It means knowing where to draw the line. It means being clear about your values, priorities, and non-negotiables, and being willing to communicate those boundaries openly. Healthy compromise is about finding solutions that work for both partners, not about one person consistently giving up their needs to satisfy the other. It's about creating a partnership where both voices are heard and respected. Recognizing when you're overcompromising requires self-awareness and reflection. Ask yourself whether you feel fulfilled in the relationship or whether you're constantly making sacrifices to keep the peace. Pay attention to patterns. Are you the one who always apologizes first, changes plans, or lets go of things that matter to you? If so, it's time to reevaluate the balance in your relationship. This isn't about blaming your partner. It's about taking responsibility for advocating for yourself. Standing up for your needs can be intimidating, especially if you're not used to it. But asserting yourself doesn't mean being confrontational. It means being honest and clear about your feelings. Start with small steps like expressing your opinion on decisions or setting boundaries around your time. Over time, these actions will build your confidence and help create a healthier, more balanced dynamic. A partner who truly cares for you will appreciate your honesty and work with you to find compromises that honor both of your needs. It's also important to recognize that not every relationship is meant to last. If your partner consistently dismisses your needs or expects you to sacrifice your happiness for their benefit, it may be a sign that the relationship isn't healthy. Walking away from such a situation is not a failure. It's an act of courage and self-respect. You deserve a relationship where you feel valued, seen, and supported without having to compromise who you are. Ultimately, avoiding overcompromise is about embracing your worth and recognizing that your needs and desires matter just as much as your partner's. It's about fostering a relationship where both people can grow and thrive as individuals while building something meaningful together. By staying true to yourself, you not only create a healthier relationship, but also ensure that you're living a life that's authentic and fulfilling. Respect yourself enough to speak up, set boundaries, and prioritize your happiness. It's not just good for you, it's good for the relationship as well. Trust is one of the most fragile yet fundamental pillars of a relationship. Without it, even the strongest bonds can erode. At its core, trust is about reliability, consistency, and feeling secure with your partner. It is the belief that your partner has your best interests at heart, that their words and actions align, and that they will not intentionally harm you emotionally, physically, or otherwise. But when you give your trust to someone who doesn't deserve it, you risk placing yourself in a vulnerable position that can lead to heartbreak, disappointment, and a loss of self-respect. One of the most common mistakes people make is giving their trust too quickly. It's natural to want to believe the best in someone, especially when you're drawn to them emotionally. You may find yourself swept up in the excitement of a new connection, eager to believe that this person will be different, that they will meet your expectations and fulfill your needs. But trust is not something that should be handed out freely. It's something that must be earned over time. By rushing to trust someone without first observing their actions and intentions, you set yourself up for potential disillusionment. Actions always speak louder than words. It's easy for someone to say the right things, to paint themselves in the best light, and to promise you the world. But if their actions consistently contradict their words, it's a sign that their trustworthiness is questionable. Someone who says they value honesty but repeatedly hides things from you, or someone who claims to respect you but disregards your boundaries, is showing you who they really are. When someone's actions don't align with their promises, it's important to pay attention and reevaluate whether they deserve your trust. A critical aspect of discerning whether someone is trustworthy is observing how they handle accountability. Everyone makes mistakes, it's part of being human. But what separates trustworthy individuals from those who aren't is how they respond to their mistakes. Do they own up to their actions, apologize sincerely, and make an effort to change? Or do they shift blame, make excuses, or try to downplay the impact of their behavior? Someone who refuses to take responsibility for their actions is unlikely to respect the trust you place in them. Another important consideration is how they treat others. A person's character is often revealed in how they interact with people they don't need to impress, such as waitstaff, coworkers, or even strangers. If someone is kind, respectful, and fair in their dealings with others, it's a positive sign that they value integrity. On the other hand, if they are manipulative, deceitful, or disrespectful in their interactions, it's likely that they will bring those same behaviors into the relationship with you. When you give your trust to the wrong person, the consequences can be deeply damaging. Betrayal, dishonesty, and broken promises can leave lasting scars, making it difficult to trust others in the future. The pain of realizing that someone you cared for and believed in has let you down can lead to feelings of self-doubt and inadequacy. You may find yourself questioning your judgment or blaming yourself for not seeing the red flags sooner. But it's important to remember that someone else's betrayal is not a reflection of your worth, it's a reflection of their character. Protecting your trust doesn't mean closing yourself off or becoming cynical. It means being discerning and intentional about who you allow into your inner circle. It means taking the time to get to know someone's values, priorities, and patterns of behavior before fully opening your heart to them. Trust should be built gradually, through consistent actions and mutual respect. By being cautious with your trust, you're not being guarded, you're honoring your own worth and safeguarding your emotional well-being. Establishing clear boundaries is another essential step in protecting your trust. Boundaries communicate what you are and are not willing to tolerate, creating a framework for healthy and respectful interactions. When someone respects your boundaries, it shows that they value your feelings and understand the importance of mutual respect. Conversely, when someone repeatedly violates your boundaries, it's a clear indication that they do not deserve your trust. Learning to trust wisely also involves trusting yourself. Your intuition is a powerful tool that can guide you in identifying whether someone is worthy of your trust. If something feels off, even if you can't quite put your finger on it, don't ignore those feelings. Too often, people dismiss their instincts in favor of giving someone the benefit of the doubt, only to regret it later. Trusting yourself means having confidence in your ability to recognize when something isn't right and acting accordingly. Finally, it's important to remember that trust is not static, it's something that must be nurtured, maintained over time. Even the most trustworthy people can make mistakes, and even the strongest relationships require continuous effort to uphold trust. Open communication, honesty, and consistency are essential in building and maintaining a foundation of trust. When both partners are committed to these principles, a relationship can flourish. Giving your trust to the wrong person can be a painful experience, but it's also an opportunity to learn and grow. By being intentional about who you trust and taking the time to observe their actions and character, you can protect yourself from unnecessary pain and build relationships that are grounded in mutual respect and authenticity. Trust is a gift, and it should be given only to those who have earned it and who value it as much as you do.